A DC restaurant set to reopen. Like thousands of small businesses around the country attempting to reset in the wake of the pandemic.
The minimum wage is one such issue.
Dylan Delasanti hoping for new beginnings as manager of a restaurant recently reopened after being shut and then sold as COVID-19 raged.
I'm very excited. I like being with people.
But some are struggling to find enough workers to get their businesses going. And the drop in employment figures last month was seized on as evidence that the increased benefit payments removed an incentive to seek employment.
Democrats insisted on extending increased unemployment benefits to September of this year, and now we're seeing the result. Reports suggest that many people are declining to return to work because they can make more money staying home and drawing unemployment benefits.
The argument in Congress, too, that President Biden is using the pandemic to force through his stated desire to increase the minimum wage nationwide.
I was thinking about sending things to my desk. Let's raise the minimum wage to $15. No one working 40 hours a week. No one working 40 hours a week should live below the poverty line.
The U.S. Senate rejected an attempt to make a permanent $15 minimum as part of the pandemic relief bill. 8 Democrats crossing the floor to join Republican members in voting against the motion, introduced by independent Senator Bernie Sanders.
So let us be clear, and I don't think there's any debate about this. There ain't nobody in America, not in the North, the South, the East, or the West, who can survive on $7.25 an hour federal minimum wage. You can't make it on $9. You can't make it on $12 an hour.
That federal wage minimum was introduced by President Obama in 2009. It only changed when President Biden signed an executive order raising the hourly wage pay to federal contractors, a drop in the ocean compared to instituting $15 an hour on a nationwide basis. The White House insists the pandemic benefits and the wider minimum wage issue are not connected. It also maintains that pandemic benefits are not the cause of dropping employment rates, insisting that many are still reluctant to risk public exposure, and saying that the process of reinstating a stable workforce will take time. Whatever the reason, there's no rush of job seekers in the restaurant business, at least.
I'd say it's a little bit of a slow trickle. Certainly, it's probably always kind of difficult to hire in the restaurant industry, but probably more difficult now. And we're probably considering, hiring some people that we might not have considered hiring in the past.
Rukia Luster worked as a chef in this hotel before being sent home in March last year. The increased unemployment benefits she received matched her previous wage of roughly $15 an hour, and she is adamant people should not accept anything less.
It's a terrible argument that I think that people are saying that you shouldn't, you should want to go back to work, but that's also saying you should go back to work with less, and nobody should have to settle for that.
Underlying the debate about a minimum wage is the burning hope that things will get better, that the time of empty chairs and empty tables is past. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.